Okay, this is getting started. Very good. Stream's booting on up. Twitch is good. Let me just go ahead and check out Rumble and YouTube. Rumble's not up just and ready. YouTube, yep, this is going up. Get shareable link to update some other descriptions. Sorry about that. And I realize I don't have a drink near me. Near me. I cannot speak. Great way to start off the stream then. Okay, there's the YouTube looks is up and going. Rumble's up and going as well. The links. There we go, that started. Like YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble all good to go. I just double check my other computer to make sure it's good over there. And there we go. Yep, looks like everything's good. So let's go ahead and get started. 31 minutes. Hopefully that's a good length. This is my guess of. Also, I don't know how long replays usually go in this game just yet. So 31 minutes at least means it's a bit more in action. Right now, I'm just looking up through the web browser of the leaderboard in order to see which replays are higher level and go from there. Go and go to caster mode and disable the Rumble preview to help with the frame rates. So let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the top right side as the Magenta British forces, or English I should say. We have Boda. Spawn on the left side as the Cyan Delhi Sultanate. We have Aerin, Yin. I can't speak today, nor am I probably pronouncing it correctly. Early Mosque. And we do also have the... Is that dropping frame rates? Nope, I'm not dropping any frame rate. Good. Of course, we got the Lumberyard, we got the Workhouse. Going on up, we do have this like a early mine camp over here, as well as some houses, of course. Looks like the sheep are being collected first. Are the sheep invisible? Yeah. Okay, there's more sheep right there. It's just been one carcass right there. Sheep are being collected up right over there. Over here, I've got more sheep being collected up. But yeah, I have the camera controls mapped to my Air WSD. I probably should use that a little bit more. This UI seems a little bit large for caster mode. I don't know why, it just seems a little bit too much. I think this top bar is perhaps a little bit too thick. But either way, looks like going for the Dome of Faith versus the Council Hall. Council Hall is the archery range one, so it's able to get the longbowmen deployed from there. And over here, you have the Dome of Faith, a religious landmark. Scout going on forward, scouting around. As one scouts pushing forward. The Dome of Faith does deploy out amongst himself, so he's able to get out both of these. And looks like scouts are going to be pursuing each other. I think Cyan is going a bit better right there. We do have 84 health to 95 health. Yep, Cyan is going to win if they stand and fight against each other. And now we do got a horseman now deployed on the field, which will easily make it an easy win for Cyan. Looks like they're going to be running up that hillside or cliffside. There's traversable terrain right there. I did not realize it's traversable terrain right there. And it's going to be trying to run all the way back on home. Getting out some longbowmen. They do have access to the palings there to stop the cavalry from charging them. Or damage them as they charge them. Mix of both, really. Cavalry is stunned and takes 25 damage. We do have a doggy trying to eat some of these horses. Doggy is still alive, but wounded though. And the dog will go down, the wolf. Now we do have a big wave of longbowmen advancing forward in the center of the map with one spikeman, spearman advancing forward with them. Of course, you will need monks in order to capture these sacred sites, though his opponent does have access to religious sites such as the mosque and the Dome of Faith. You can get out some monks now, or scholars I should say. Looks like the scout and the longbowmen are making their advance. Over here, got the horse and spearmen. They could perhaps try to close in some of these individual longbowmen. It does take a bit of time to place down those spikes, the palings. And now the blacksmith is under siege, trying to go for the melee weapons and the arrow weapons, or arrow damage. Longbowmen engaging against the archer. Longbowmen, of course, have one extra range compared to archers, and Dukas got some defensive spearmen as well. You could potentially place down the palings over here, but he's going to Q move them to the far side, trying to hit these lumberjacks. Science make his advance, got Magentas following on back as well. Does use those spearmen to engage. The spearmen do go down to the archers, and the horsemen are going to be overrunning the longbowmen. Magenta will likely lose his force, just a bit too much force here by Cyan. But Magenta has more force here as well. These are spearmen. He can place out the palings at the longbowmen. Might as well. He knows his opponent's probably going to charge him after his previous engagement. These guys are revealed. And Magenta or Cyan's going to be his counterattack now. There's a small force here. Enemies has captured Southern Secret Site, which does give him some bit of extra gold. Also a relic on the high ground as well, which will be very useful. A lot of high ground for a good ritual there. Spearmen trying to get some engagements there onto the horsemen. There's 2 scouts and 3 horsemen. He perhaps could place down some palings down over here, help choke up the cavalry in its advance. Also got a single longbowman on the high ground as well. Looks like Cyan's going for another holy site capture, trying to get, maybe going for an early relic or a sacred site victory. And looks like he's going to push forward, trying to place out some walls there with his infantry. Very nice. And that is a complete wall off. There's not a whole lot of traversable terrain right there, and that will wall off that sector or region, not necessarily a sector. Magenta is advancing forward. Regular forces can decapture a sector site, they just won't be able to fully capture it. Up north, we do have the Scholar capturing that northern area. Longbowmen start firing away. No palings have been deployed on out. These are good damage right there. Little cavalrymen are going down to do good focus fire there by Magenta. Cyan's now starting to focus fire as well. Does have a lot of his own archers as well. Because he does have +1 pierce armor, which is very good. All 3 sacred sites are captured up by Cyan. Sacred's victory will be complete in 9 minutes 45 seconds. Magenda's backing on off, but Cyan's just been able to maintain a large force here. Trying to stutter step away, but of course he's just outnumbered entirely. Over here we do have the single horseman there engaging the longbowmen. He needs to make sure his forces get grouped up and not sent in one at a time. Spearmen are engaging the horsemen now, as Magenta's bowmen are engaging Cyan's bowmen one at a time. Horsemen, one does get finished off right there. Another good volley there on the Cyan horsemen. Magenta will need to start pushing forward towards these sacred sites sooner rather than later. And looks like we do have just more production coming on out, more longbowmen, more spearmen. Looks like Cyan's going for more archers, more scholars, and more horsemen. We take a quick look at everybody's resources. Cyan has a big reserve of food. He may be eyeing to age up, while his opponent does not have a whole lot of resources at the moment. Trying to decapture central secret site, that's all he needs to do, just decapture one. Magenta or Cyan does also have good gold generation from the sacred sites as well. Cyan just regrouping force, he's not really keen on contesting the sacred site at the moment. Just want to make sure he wins the fights. Up north we do have, let's get a wave of palisade walls being deployed on out by Cyan. Just trying to help secure the flanks. He could actually trade with this village as well. And Cyan is contesting the sacred site at the last moment, does manage to stop it from being decaptured. All of his horsemen are down, barring this now fresh one. It will too be focused down quite quickly. Magenta's trying to advance forward, but Cyan just have superior number of forces. He's been taking good engagements over and over again. But 12 longbowmen here versus 21 for Cyan. It's Cyan's going to just try to wall off his opponent. He's just trying to stall his opponent and get the sacred site victory. He's going for the kill. Or, not necessarily kill. What's... Cyan does find an opening there. Looks like these walls are not fully built off there, so Cyan's going to try to recapture this point now. Cyan's slowly decapturing this point here. And it looks like Magenta's going to make his way forward. We do have a handful of villagers being pulled on the front line. He must be... The villagers seem like a little bit unusual option at this point in time. Magenta does get interrupted here, and the second site will be re-secured. He's trying to dance around, but I say just Cyan should just keep one guy on the point, just make sure it doesn't go down. The other one can chase around. It will win if given enough time. Now we do have a guard tower being put on right there. This will give him a good defensive forward advantage. Though it, oh yeah, it also the English gains a passive from having flying nearby a tower. And now these guys do get a passive effect. I forget what it was exactly. It's like increased rate of fire and increased damage being near it. Or +1 range, maybe. Either way, it just gives them a nice little aura effect there. There's multiple sacred sites are being neutralized. 19 longbowmen are advancing forward. Cyan's backing up the far side of town. We got the town center loaded on up with these archers. They will fire a good amount of volley or arrows in defense. One sacred site has been decaptured, the northern one. The southern one is being decaptured now. And the middle one could be decaptured as well. We got a handful of villagers here. Yep, he's decapturing it now. He could potentially take time to upgrade this tower, but of course it costs a bit of stone. Stone is valuable. Got a pair of mangonels being deployed on out. And the central site has been decaptured. Pair of defensive archers here to prevent that wall from being burnt down. The wall is complete up north and down south. And this horseman will be taken out by a lancer. Now do you have... That was the Wonder landmark, wasn't it? It does cancel it. Yep, defensive landmark tower. Now, and he's going to use a superior range effect there to engage these forces as they're trying to burn down structures. And these structures are not exactly very valuable, are they? Right now, Magenta does have a good villager advantage, 65 to 52. He's been doing a good job at that. But now we've got Mangonels putting out on the field. Mangonels, of course, very good. That carcass there shouldn't interrupt any movement. If it does, this will be sort of stupid. It's not actually built there. He's actually at the northern sacred site now. He's going to try to go for the sacred site victory again. He still has a good feud control with these leftover walls. The central sacred site has been captured. The northern one is being captured up now. The southern one has not been touched just yet. Does some relics on the high ground. And now we do have some man-at-arms reporting out. Defensive tower. Oh, was he building his own wall right there? I think he may have been building his own wall there. But the defensive landmark has been pointed out. That does give him good ore benefits from nearby. Down south, the southern sacred site is being captured. Over here, looks like the single lance are now harassing these villagers. When I say harassing, I mean actually killing them. These Mangonels will provide a serious threat to those longbowmen. Lancer does have some good pierce armor, 6 pierce armor, while the bowmen have, what? Attack 7, so that means they'll do 1 damage? Yeah, it looks like they'll do 1 damage per arrow against the Lancer. All sacred sites have been captured on up. We even got a Springald here. Both players are at Castle Age right now. And he's going to try to go for a 4-tower outpost tower there for his aura passive. Man-at-arms in the mix as well for front line. Springald's now firing away. Mangonels are firing. Going to be annihilating the man-at-arms as they get into range. Man-at-arms are still trying to charge forward, but the archer should be finished them off. Magenta does have the loose formation there to avoid the Mangonel fire, which is very good. Mangonels, of course, very good for infantry. More rounds hitting these longbowmen. They're still splashing out multiple of them. Man-at-arms are getting some good hits on end. It looks like going uncontested as Cyan archers getting some good damage as well. Magenta looks unable to win this engagement and back down 14 units versus opponents of 6. That was a horrendous engagement for Magenta, wasn't it? He spent a lot of time running around. And the Mangonels did a great job at just doing good damage. Looks like Mitchell's going to be breaching up north to decapture this northern central side. The Skull does not have a relic, so can be killed off, no problem. Keep 1 unit next to Sacred Site. You can't be really gambling it. Because right now, his opponent will respawn in time. Spearman's going to get ripped apart by these archers as well. Get some wolves. He petted the wolf with some arrows. And Magenta does not have a whole lot of force to pull it out in the field, nor is a lot being queued up. Looks like he's going for nothing additional now. 1 additional, well, it says crossbowman, but it's definitely a longbowman upgrade. Oh no, he does have crossbowman, never mind. Crossbowman, of course, the infantry. The White Tower is now receiving some siege and counter damage from the counterweight trebuchet. Magenta's going to be trying to breach his way down south. He does have a couple villagers support him as well to get out a watchtower. Magenta has still got a Mangonel now available. White Tower is still receiving some additional fire. Still got a good number of Mangonels and Springalds for Magenta. Not Magenta, Cyan. Now we've got a wave of stone walls being deployed out by Magenta. He can't really be forward to go defensive. His opponent's almost got the Sacred Site victory in hand. He's still trying to break through this southern wooden wall. He has a group of his force and attack one site or hit 2 sites at once. And his opponent's going for a keep in the right next to this Sacred Site. These villagers will not be able to capture that Sacred Site as long as that keep is there. So the wall segments have gone down now. Up north, we've got... Oh, that is a great spot for the Mangonels. Very cinematic as well. On the high ground. And now that breach is closed, I think Magenta has lost. He probably is not able to capture a point in a little less than 6 minutes. Because right now, this area is going to be protected by Mangonels. That's going to report all those infantry units. We do also have up north, of course, that keep, which will prevent any sort of single harassment. It's going to need a sizable force to deal with the keep. And the middle, that keep can also only build scouts. Wait, I must be mistaken. I don't know. And in the middle, there's not a whole lot there for defense, but the siege units can transition between this location and this location here. And Cyan has claimed this hill on the high ground there, and then even has a palisade gate to help prevent it from going anywhere. Power elephants on the field. Trebuchet is now even sieging down some of these stone walls. Magenta's trying to charge on forward. Cyan has left this area open. He does have a couple lancers here to help maintain the Sacred Site. But once his siege gets a range, Magenta can rip apart Cyan can rip apart Magenta's force. We're gonna go for another keep right here. Try and build up in combat. The Sacred Site's being decaptured, but now it will be paused. He does have a good number of archers here for defense. The village is being focused down, but it's actually decent for Cyan because he has a huge military now going attacking uncontested. Which means he will win the Sacred Site victory quite easily. Sure, he may lose some villagers, but if he wins the game, he wins the game. Another siege is starting to get bashed down by the man-at-arms. Cyan's going for another keep right here. His opponent, if he gets a keep up, then his opponent really won't be able to do much versus it. He doesn't have trebuchets. Doesn't have anything to gauge siege, nor even an escort army. He's losing forces quickly. He's trying to go for bringing some villagers now, and now the keep is fully built. Still got the trebuchets firing away. Has taken down the castle, so now Cyan infantry can storm the broken wall segments and use it as a firing platform for his archers. I'm not sure what Cyan's going to plan to do. He's building no military at the moment. And Cyan has a big reserve of resources, a lot of wood, a lot of gold. I had a bit of stone there. Let's see, upgrading it maybe with something. I'm not sure what's going on with the resource at least. Magenta's going for rebuilding those walls. Down south, we do got the villagers advancing forward, and we find another keep there. These villagers will not be stay around this keep for too long. Sacred Site has some forces on top of it, and Cyan's just going to camp the Sacred Sites of these keeps. North, looks like got some villager, man-at-arms, longbowmen, and some crossbowmen, which they won't accomplish all too much. Got another keep up here. He has 3 minutes to decapture a victory point. I'm not sure what these villagers are trying to do. He may be trying to proxy some battering rams and then engage the city. That's my guess. Time to break down this palisade gate. Palisade gate will go down, no problem.
Building done.
The villagers even trying to start sieging down the building. We do got these villagers do. The English villagers do have bows and arrows, and now the villagers here are getting forced back, but that doesn't stop the victory point from being Sacred Sight's victory. Charge forward this infantry. You could try quickly spawning out a villager or a scout. Those are going to take 20 seconds. You may get the decap from this point, actually. And now Cyan is advancing forward with multiple outposts into his opponent's town. Magenta is also advancing forward into the center Sacred Site. He's just going to hold ground and eat the fire. Got a Marstarda technology building. The northern Sacred Site has been protected by Cyan forces. So that area is secure. The central one will be decaptured. He did not pull off the villagers over here. Looks like Cyan has forced back or killed off the villagers attacking the central stone town. Tower Elephants is getting tied up and can't get past the Mangonel. Mangonel getting a great hit there. Man-Arms going to try to engage, but they're all going to see some crossbow fire, and now Cyan's archer force is engaging from the high ground as well. Okay, looks like more villagers getting through and now dying. And Magenta's force will get cleaned on up, and now Cyan's going to advance forward with some siege into the breach that he may have recreated. Looks like this elephant is bashing his head against that outpost. Magenta has a small defensive force here. Cyan has a pretty sizable siege army. Trebuchet is pushing way forward, or Mangonels. Trebuchet is trying to hit some structures. I'm not sure which structure. Maybe the archer ranges. And the Magician's going to be advancing forward. Do have a Tower Elephant here. Now we're seeing some fire from various forces. Crossbow can pierce his armor, no problem. Man-at-Arms are breaking through. Man-at-Arms supposed to have good armor. Sacred Sites have been catching up with Cyan. Got 10 minutes before he wins the game. And Cyan's starting to whittle away his opponent's force. The Mangonels, or no, he has not a whole lot of Mangonels remain, just mostly spring balls. The trebuchets are still getting hits on this very structure. Couple of ranges to go down. This went to the high ground, very good. But Cyan's able to get up that high ground thanks to this destroyed walls. Good to see on those forces. They're getting quite wounded on top of that wall segment. Mangonels and Age of Empires 4 does not do friendly fire damage, unlike Age of Empires 2. And Cyan has broken through the front line. Magenta does not have much army remaining. And I think Magenta has backed out of the game. Yep, likely Magenta has backed out of the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Now that one went much better than the previous time I tried casting replays. Much better. Now I have to find another player. Let's see, did one for him. Let's see if this person has non-hidden replays. Got team ranks. Let's go for solar ranks for the time being. Watering hole. English versus Ottoman. Wait, how long was the replay? Did it say 9 minutes? Oh well, let's go ahead and find out. Marshall took a brief moment of looking how long the replay was. And speak which, I need to pull up. Oh, that's better. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 Definitive Edition. Age of Empires 4 Standard Edition replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the yellow Ottomans. We have... oh, just Joe. Just simply Joe. Spawn on top left side as the magenta English. We have Hiljardi, I think. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. And a little bit more. Got the various structures going on up. Got the town or the house. Wood being collected on up. No lumberyard, anything that sort. Over here, we do have a lumberyard. Once again, a lot of wood on it. And of course, got a lot of sheep being claimed. More and more of these sheep are being collected. You also have the Magenta Scout getting a good wave of sheep behind him. Over here, do have some fishing ships now being deployed on out. In this game, the fish do have limited supply, not like Age of Empires 4, but more like Age of Empires 2. The central fish have the 1,000 food, and the shoreline fish has 500. The guild is going for a heavy amount of fishing ships. In order to get out any sort of combat ship, you will need to get to the next age. Speaking of which, I just see Yellow has a pretty sizable military right now. He looks like he's going for a rush. He's going to slow down. Yep, he is trying to rush forward with some cheap spearmen. Some feudal age spearmen trying to burn down this opponent's docks. Only a handful of ships here, so maybe a good idea to let it burn down. This scout almost goes down to the spearman, has one sheep in tow. Maybe stab the sheep, but if you can't get the scout, try to stab the sheep and kill off the sheep. Now we do have a vanguard man-at-arms being deployed on out. Versus spearmen. Got more man-at-arms coming forward, as well as the villagers do have, of course, their own bows. Do 5 range damage, as well as 5 range. So it's actually not half bad compared to regular archers. Regular archers have, what, 70 health, 6 range? No, 5 range still, with like 6 damage. So they're only slightly worse than regular archers, the Britain villagers. And now the dock is on fire. The man-at-arms charge on forward. They do, of course, have 3 pierced armor and melee armor, so they're able to withstand quite a bit of spear hits there, which they do 7 attack melee. Right now the villager count is in favor of magenta, and these villagers are getting some good work done on these spearmen. That man is taking a lot of hits there for the ladies. The ladies are getting a nice volley of arrows right there. And the man-at-arms are getting ran on down. We got another set of man-at-arms now. And now we do have the Meter, like, hero cavalry, which does have access to Meter drums to increase melee armor of nearby units by +2.
Yes, sir.
And these fishing ships can no longer drop off their fishies. And so those docks filled with a lot of raw ship will probably stink really, really bad. These man-at-arms still running around. Magenta still has a nice villager lead. Man-at-arms charging forward. We got 4 men-at-arms there. He's trying to go for a counter unit to the spearmen, something heavier. Of course, these forces are still improved, or right now being improved by the increased attack speed of nearby units. He's going to try to stab rapidly with the spearmen. He does have the numbers advantage, so going for DPS over defense will actually result in less damage to him because, well, killing your opponent quicker results in less people to kill you. One of those things I learned from StarCraft 2 in the campaign, the Wings of Liberty campaign, where there's like Palladium plating and charge capacitor rounds. I forget what it's called. one of the early Protoss technologies or research you can get, in which you can either go for more health or more attack speed based on the number of attack or defense upgrades you have, and the increased attack damage results in you taking less damage. Vanguard are charge on forward right now. Now they're pulling out the torches trying to burn down a dock. A lot of early aggression from each player to try to burn down each other's docks. We do have the Twin Minute or Murder's economic landmark. And ours now engaging. Now we also have a archer ship. Ooh. It looks like Magenta's backed out of the game. All of his forces turn whitish as well. Looks like he just decided to back out of the game, seeing the archer ship. He was going to lose engagement there thanks to that archer ship. So, either way, this is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Nice early aggression from both players. That's not me, or that is me. Which I don't have any, because I have not played this game online. Let's take a quick look at another replay. That was a nice short replay. Let's see if there's anything a little bit longer. That's the one we just did. 16 minutes. 19 minutes. 12 minutes. 11 minutes. 21 minutes. 31 minutes. Let's go ahead and do this one. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the left side as the yellow Ottomans. We have Kajari. Spawn on the right side as the green Delhi Sultanate. We have Lash, or Lashish, because there's a capital S. Gonna go fast on forward. We've got the mosque as well as the mill house, pretty standard. Over here we do have the military school. Okay, maybe I'm for some early aggression. Of course, can deploy out spearmen at this point in time. He won't be able to get out any archers just yet, or anything else at the moment. So you can pull out archers, supply, meter heroes, more or less a hero, among other things. We do got, looks like a spearman rush for the Ottoman. Not going for the Delhi Sultanate trade network, or the Ottoman, not Delhi Sultanate, Sultani, the Ottoman Sultani trade network. Looks like this spearman is trying to torch down a mine. Two more spearmen right there. Now let's go ahead and slow it down a moment. Since both players are not tier 2, we do also have a blacksmith being employed out right next to these two spearmen trying to torch down a gold mine. We do also have some trade camps employed on out. Looks like it is from the Sultanate Trade and Network landmark. And looks like he's going to try to repair it. He's going to try stabbing those, stabbing that villager. Though the town center is firing away with some arrows, they're going to slowly whittle down these spearmen. Does whittle away the village right there. Green does have plenty of sheep at the moment as well. Mining camp is now set ablaze, and now the villagers are going to receive some stabs. Mining camp will go down. That does interrupt the Delhi Sultanate's free research progress, and that has quite a bit of research progress there. And that's why getting these camps down nice and early, it does does prevent the research from going. And there we go, just goes down. If he would have kept that villager alive, he could potentially save it, but he was unable to. We got like another military school being deployed on out. He does have tier 2, so he now has the rest of these items, including the Meter, Safai training, and the archery. Just a lot of stuff, I should just say. So he selected the Safai training, so going for the Safai now. Safi, Safai, Sipa. I think it's maybe Sipa. Sipai. That may be the perhaps the correct pronunciation. I have no idea actually how to pronounce it. It's pretty much all foreign to me. Scout does get spotted there, received some good stabs there from the spearman, and the scout does go down. Looks like it's starting to wall off some of these sacred sites there. Just going to eye to capture up these sacred sites. At least one of them. That, of course, does net him some gold generation. And there's also a palisade gate on that section as well. So he does have this area being captured on up north. We've got another secret site being captured down south. We do not. He does spot these walls there. He will go through them. It will take a bit of time, however. We have a handful of archers here. We got a Meter here as well. Now looks like a wolf does find a spearman there, and the point does get captured on up. The wolf may get some good damage on the spearman. Archers are now receiving a bit of fire there. Spearman is receiving some fire as well. Good starter step from both sides. Yellow's just going to try to advance forward. Green's just trying to fall back. We do have a scholar here. Doesn't have a relic for mass conversions. And Yellow's going to try to break down the sacred site now. This one will be decaptured. This other one is being just camped by a single spearman, just trying to deny a random scholar trying to capture it out. Green's trying to reinforce. Both sides have 19 armed forces, and they're both maintaining production very similar to each other. More archers being put out by Green. Over here we do have more military schools just trying to build away. He's going for a house now. And this palisade gate or palisade wall will go down. Now the sacred site's going to be under siege. Green, of course, does not have to go through a wall. He can just go through a gate. Quickly picks it off, maintains control of the secret site, giving some extra gold income. Second site's not being decaptured. Yellow's just advancing forward, received a lot of free damage there. Spearman going to try to close the distance there. Yellow's trying to stutter step while Green is able to fire at will. Already decaptured this point here, but he should be able to interrupt it. Does have a scholar here as well to recapture it. And that archer does go down. We have an outpost not being pulled out by Yellow, trying to eye for a good hard point there. Oh, that's going down. Green is going to try to either rebuild some walls. He does not get it started. Yellow's going to be advancing forward. This is going to be a good engagement there for Green. It's a nice choke point there, and able to get the first strike in as well. Both sides are starting to engage as well. Scholars can get some good health regen. These Safias are trying to charge in forward, but receiving a bit of extra fire there. One that does go down. You do of course have the Fortitude, increase 50% attack speed and receive 50% plus 50% damage from melee weapons for 10 seconds as an active ability. And Yellow does not make a successful attempt there. He could try getting the arrow slits upgrade in order to provide some good fire support in future engagements. You can also throw a handful of archers in there as well. Try and rebuild those walls now. Does throw some archers in there. Does get some good arrows off. May need to destroy those palisade walls that are still under construction. Looks like they'll take a bit of extra damage there, or take a bit of time. Looks like this wolf will get stabbed by the spearman. The Thesophies and the Metra are going to make their way up north. No trade caravans over there. We've got a handful of trade caravans over here. Green's villagers do get spotted right there, so he has gone for some foray out in the wilderness. Yellow's going to be slowly breaking open this palisade wall. We do have, looks like, some more cavalry. Yellow's going to try to capture that point now. Maybe it would be successful this time. Green's army's way back here. They're not advancing forward. Green does have a superior army out in the field. Yellow does have a slight villager advantage. And now we've got the Mehen Imperial Armory being deployed out versus the compound of the defenders. Let's see, compound of defender. Then the defenders is a defensive landmark right there. Over here, we do have the Mehen Imperial Armory, which is a military landmark. Yellow does find some of these villagers there, but Green does have defensive spearmen. Both sides just got the new age almost at the exact same time. Now the Mehen Armory can deploy out some, over time, some Magnos, Trebuchets, Sprinkles, or Battery Ramp, but this time he's going to be deploying out some Maganel. If he gets some Imperial Age, he should be able to get some Bombards, which are like 500-pound weapons. That's actually the payload of the stone that those things fire. It fires 500-pound stone balls, not iron, stone. Second side has been decaptured, and looks like Yellow's still firing away against that palisade gate. Green's artillery target there. Yellow's trying to stutter step as well. Sophia trying to source with fire. And now Green's trying to either recapture the central sacred site now. Let's have this outpost here. Has been upgraded to fortified arrow slits. Archers starting to engage each other now. Cavalry still not paying support. Does have the Mehen upgraded with the attack speed upgrade. Allows archers to fire more quickly. Some spearmen charging up for as well. Green does have still some cavalry on the front line. Some heavy cavalry, lancers. So they should be able to get some good damage there onto these archers. Their heavy armor also withstand a lot of hits there. Does also have some man at arms as well. And Now we got yellow cavalry men charging forward, trying to get some good damage on in. And we do, of course, stab this tower still firing away with very little damage in return. In fact, no damage return. Can be upgraded with fortified outposts to get more health. That's probably not really that worth it, however. Just more health. Yellow and green are added once again. Still some good heavy infantry units for green, charging and getting some hits on the yellow's archers. Just a single harassment there, but does have some spearmen for defense. We do have a handful of various cavalrymen for yellow advance forward. One knight, one Sipai. Sipai, or however you pronounce it. Trying to go rebuild those wall segments. He is going to be successful. But now we do have a Mangonel to put on the field, which will make short work of these wall segments. Give him enough time. Palisade wall is slowly going on down. That green's going to be eyeing to get some spring golds to engage the yellow Mangonel. And now it's going to be eyeing to capture the central secret site. Up north, got another scholar capturing that secret site there. Nothing's touching the southern one. Yellow's going to make some advance with his military. Green and yellow have similar military counts. And now we also have some crossbow mixed in with yellow's force to engage the heavy infantry. Green's advancing forward with some lancers hitting these various cavalrymen. And yellow's are getting some hits there on these villagers. They've got Spring Gold trying to back away. The infantry and archers now engaging for green, as green's Spring Gold does find direct to Mangonel, almost taking it down more than half of its health. Yellow's cavalry trying to charge on that Spring Gold, trying to fire again, fires a hit directly on that archer unit. Mangonel firing, hitting a mining camp. And a good hit there by green's Mangonel. Yellow's going to be falling back, does have a lot of wounded forces there, and these forces need to stop hitting a palisade gate. Man-Arms received some fire there, but he will make his withdrawal. A defensive keep looks like, which of course does the scholarly research, like all of these units. As the yellow has a second Mangonel deployed out on the field. Another siege workshop. This one's not going to be an automatic reduction one. More crossbowmen. He's going for more heavy armor-piercing units, gold units. Oh, we'll see. Cancel that siege workshop. Like both sides are starting to equal up again. No secret sites are captured at the moment. Yellow does have some knights now upon the field. I need to look up how to pronounce this name. Sipai? I do need to look that up, because I'm going to butcher it, and I will butcher it, period. Even if I do look the name, I'm going to butcher it. Villagers to receive some hits there from these knights. Does spot the keep there. Knights are getting some hits there on the villagers, and looks like green will collapse on in on these various yellow knights. All those forces will go down. Over here, we got a keep here being put out by green. Green's various siege units are now in a hit. He does have a couple screw balls there trying to hit the Mangonels. Green looks like we'll be able to deploy out the castle. Get a big line of villagers right there. He's trying to secure this secret site a little bit better. Yellow could potentially advance to the next age, get some bombard. And yellow's eyeing to capture our site now. Down south we just have another imam. Another keep being put out, but this time the defensive keep by yellow. Got the Maginot advancing forward. These forces trying to back on off. That's how the Maginot does go down. The Springalds do go down as well. This Maginot is at full health, trying to make its way forward. This could be a deadly hit there, but Lucy does close the distance. Gets a decent hit down the crossbowman. Multiple of these forces do go down. They now do have defensive keep to be upgraded for some various other items. Yellow is not capturing that secret site. He's actually grabbing a relic. High ground shenanigans. Don't see anything like say high ground to get a mass convert off. I don't know. Does monk get reviewed while converting if it's inside the camouflage? Got one knight engaging a lancer, and does he get the horseman there? Knight's going to be pursuing the lancer, no problem. Up north, we got these knights advance forward. Does spot this keep there. Unusual spot for a keep. Not sure why there's a keep right there. Let's take out these archers. Wait, that's a pretty upgraded keep there. There's a Springald into it. Yellow's going. Secret site's being decaptured. Green has a subject one fully captured. And over here, we've got the knights now engaging the lancer. Secret site will go down. Oh, we got a cutaway trebuchet. Buying hits there on the keep. We got a pair of Springalds. They can advance forward, get some good hits there on the cutaway trebuchet. I believe it'll take 3 hits from the Springalds. I think Springalds do what, 80 damage? Yep, double hit there, down to 50 health. And the cast and the keep will force back these other forces. Still has the arrow slip outpost as well. Over here, looks like the knight is engaging the spearmen, as these villagers could potentially help him out as well. Maganellan forces are falling on back. And looks like these knights are just pillaging some various mills. Now we do have Cranberry Trebuchet engaging the outpost. Losing the outpost is not a huge issue. It was nice, but it's no longer really needed. And it does go down. Over here we got looks like a handful of veteran horsemen are advancing out. And it looks like they actually force fire the ground to take out that that castle or outpost. Wow. Horsemen is starting to stab some of these villagers now. And it looks like the villagers are going to be trying to stab the horsemen. They do fall back. I think he could have got the win there, but he probably going to lose a lot of villagers with that. 2 of these knights are skirmishing around. Crazy Fancy Fortress, Springalds there. This looks like no defensive Springald in placement. Ooh, but a good hit there by the Springald to hit the Springald. Scholar does go ahead and catch himself a Springald bolt. And now the keep is under fire. The southern secret site has been claimed by Yellow. This northern one is unclaimed. Green still has a central one. And Yellow's going to be eyeing a counterattack there onto the town of his opponent. This knight is almost down, trying to harass some of these villagers for green. and Yellow's keep will go down to the Trebuchet. We have the trebuchets still doing some good hits on the keep. We do now have a counterweight trebuchets advancing forward. And we've got 4 Spring Galls for both sides. Looks like firing against each other now. With both sides did lose a Spring Gall. Counterweight trebuchet, I think actually engaging the keep, not the other counterweight trebuchet. It looks like all of Yellow's Spring Galls are going down. 1 Spring Gall remains for Yellow. 1 Spring Gall remaining for Green. And that final Yellow Spring Gall does go down. Yellow's location is getting overran to control some archers inside this garrison. Doesn't have a whole lot of force left here, so that castle could start really firing ahead of more forces inside. Speaking of which, Yellow's castle is being repaired up by these villagers now. You can also castle up as for Imperial Age up. Because they're on the keep. Yellow's main support has a good number of crossbowmen. This one has a mixed force of spearmen, archers, and crossbowmen. Spring Gall looks going down for both sides. Yellow's keep is almost down as well. Castle's getting some great fire there. Let's get a good hit there with the Spring Mangonel. Mangonel's going to get some good hits right there. We do have these Lancers main support, and now got some Janissaries support now. Janissaries, of course, an excellent unit. Does get 16 range and does plus 16 versus cavalry, so it's not like Ancient Empires 2 where gunpowder units were anti-infantry. Janissaries are in this game anti-cavalry. Though Yellow's keep will go down, has only a handful of Janissaries out at the moment. Does have the crossbowmen, which are of course anti-heavy infantry, or just anti-heavy in general. We gotta keep up here being deployed on out. We do have 1 archer in stealth. Over here, something's on the fire. Not sure what it was. Maybe just a random knight. Because he's been doing that quite a bit. Green's gonna make an attack now. Has quite a bit of force here. These are villagers, not military. Yellow does not have a whole lot of military at the moment. 19 military. He needs to get a military build up quickly as possible now. His opponent is advancing forward, knows the lumberyard is stalling to give him some time. We've got a decent force here. Includes 8 Janissaries and a bunch of crossbowmen. Only 2 frontline knights, however. These horsemen are charging forward. They get annihilated by the Janissaries. Janissaries in Age of Empires 3, if I remember correctly, their melee did extra damage to cavalry, not the range attack. So each game, Janissaries do something a little bit differently. Ooh, and some of this trade is getting hit as well. Just nice and cold income. More horsemen are getting hits there on the traders. We've got Janissaries against 4, we've got the crossbow as well. Spring Galls are falling back. Got 6 Spring Galls, 7 Spring Galls for Green. We do have a Mangonel for Yellow, or Green. And looks like Yellow's Mangonel does go down, does have 1 more in reserve. Janissaries and crossbow trying to engage these horsemen. Janissaries, of course, excellent for everything in front of them. Wow, big wave of Scullers here. I'm not sure why there's a bunch of Scullers. Trying to heal up these forces. The Scullers being gunned down. And Yellow's losing quite a bit of force there. Nice support, but there's too many crossbows here for the Knights to do much. I've got a fort keeping pulled up at green. Develop a mining encampment. And yellow's losing the last of its Janissaries. This maybe game, and yellow's back out of the game. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That was a pretty good game for both sides. We get to see some Janissaries. Restart, quit match. Okay, let's go ahead. Let me find another player. Let's see if you have any replays open to the public. Two people with the same name. Maybe one's a Smurf. I think this was more the advanced player at the higher level. But no replays open. Try this person here. Yep. Looks like I need to put the whole. I'm not sure. Wasn't sure if the clan tag will be correct, and it does actually make it. And there we go. It's got some games. Let's do a lot of team rank, quick matches, full of rank. Let's go ahead and do this one here. 21 minutes. Hopefully it's good. It's a quick match rather than ranked, so can't say exactly how the quality of his opponent is. And it's much lower, so it may not be a very good replay then. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on the top left side as the blue English, we have Eclipse. So on the bottom right side as the orange Rus, we have Zolmygugs, I think. Got a bit of a waterway in the center. Almost looks like a mystical landscape, honestly. By the way, there's no fishes in the middle of the map. Oh, no, there's fishes right here. There are actually fishes. If there's some shore fish, no sea fish. There actually is plenty of fish there for food. So that could be contestable. Because the scouts may have spotted each other. And we do got the Kremlin now being built now. The Kremlin is a defensive landmark. Going for early defense never hurts. And his opponent is going for a military landmark, Council Hall, which I believe that's the cross of the Longbowmen landmark. There's a lot of sheep being collected by Orange. There's a lot of sheep there. He is the Rus, so the more pelts he gathers, the more gold he can generate from his nearby hunting camps, from the nearby forests. So blue or orange does have access to some passive gold generation. Blue's advancing forward to some of these longbowmen. We do have a what's it called? The oh, I can't click on that. Okay, wooden fortress. I was trying to click on it, but it didn't allow me to. The wooden fortress, which is a early wooden tower that can hold more defensive units. And let's see, he's going to clean up some of these deer carcasses. He killed them all off to get the extra pelts for the gold generation, which is very good. And does get some arrows there for defense. He is, of course, has some ambush capability from that hedge line. And now we do have some early knights opponent out. Some early knights are, of course, quite nice. For some early knights, never hurt. Get some nice defensive, heavy armored mobile units, which did that to engage longbowmen. Though the longbowmen can place down the palings, which is a good way for the longbowmen to defend himself from these cavalry. But these early knights, of course, are very durable, especially in this point of the game. But of course, very expensive. It's doing a good job even picking off some of the reinforcements. That is very nice. Denying your opponent's reinforcements, of course, well, deny your opponent's reinforcements and picks them off very, very cost effectively.
Иду напряжь. Следую наказам.
We have some more early knights being employed. Now he's going heavy early knights. Yeah, there are 100 gold, 140 food. I suppose killing off the carcasses does immediately get a gold bounty for just killing these guys, which does help out with his early night production. Just murder all the deer. And in this game, the carcasses do not degrade over time like it does in Age of Empires 2 and 3. No, 2 and Age of Mythology. Age of Empires 3 don't. I think they don't degrade over time. I honestly don't know if they do or don't. Because in that game, you guys parks at location like the Atlanteans' Age of Mythology. This force gets annihilated by these early knights. He's ran down all the archers, and now the spearmen are under pursuit. He's going to have a great force right here to advance forward, making use of his fur trade. And look at all these dead carcasses. This must have been the ruse. Though he could have killed him himself to deny the carcasses, the furs from his opponent. If he did, that would be also really good. So, a strategic play for both players to kill off all the animals in the field. Very good play and counterplay potential. We have the Townsend here, firing away. Does have some units loaded up inside the garrison. This landmark, of course, is the longbow landmark. And can eventually deploy out some hand cannoneers and crossbowmen as well. You have the defensive tower right there, and these archers, this various force is getting whittled away by the various defensive towers. Knights are advancing forward, trying to run down these villagers. It does get one of the villagers, very nice. Right now the villager count is quite even, and blue just being forced inside the town center is preventing him from collecting any resources as well, which is very important indeed. These knights are getting quite wounded. It may Abbey of the Trinity, he's picking up. Is that the one where you get warrior monks? That's the landmark. If that's the case, he needs to make sure these knights do not go down, send them back and get healed up. That'll net him a lot of momentum if he gets time to regroup. Both sides need time to regroup. I think it'd be better for Orange to fall back, regroup, healed up, and make his way back out, because he does not have to spend another single dime on these forces if he gets a warrior monk to heal them up. It's backing on off, it's good. He's taking them a long way back home. Very, very nice. And all these carcasses are dead as well. I really wonder who actually killed all the carcasses. Not killed the carcasses, caused the carcasses to be dead. Or not alive. There's have some palisade walls here. We got some base hardened spearmen, so it's got the level up on, or training on the spearmen. Gets one of the archers, villagers there as well. These knights going back on a way through all the fire. They're now full knights, not early knights. And they need to fall back and get healed up. They definitely need that healing. He has the Abbey, that is the religious landmark as mentioned earlier. Let's see, Divine, increased duration of Saint's Blessing, and improves the range of Saint's Blessing by 5 tiles, and the damage granted by Saint's Blessing by 1. There is a warrior monk, he needs that healing. But I think he's going for some relics, which is not half bad either. He's going for sacred sites as well. There's only 2 sacred sites on this map? Okay, that's pretty easy to secure that for a sacred site victory. One's pretty easy to defend, so capture it up, put some defenses there, and then start eyeing, bring the villagers and a defense force on the other sacred site. So does not have a warrior monk there to heal up those forces. A horseman trying to harass his opponent. And does find these villagers right there. Now we do have... Oh, the warrior monk is actually engaging. I was going to say, is he going to try to convert them? Saint's Blessing. After striking an enemy, the warrior monk increases the armor and damage nearby allied Rus military units for the duration. Not bad. And now we got both sacred sites captured up by Orange. How much do warrior monks cost? A little bit more expensive. I think like scholars, the other civilization was like 65. They cost 100, so they're much more expensive. They're very, very good. Now we do have, looks like some man-at-arms being deployed out, as well as some battering rams. Trying to battering his opponent's palisade walls. One is built. We now do have defensive outposts here. Defensive outposts are quite nice for the Brits, or the English, because they're aura passive. Now I was going to put it down to regular speed and now, because we do have the battering rams now advancing forward. Another battering ram being deployed on out. And these palisade walls will go down the battering rams no time flat. And that battering wall segment does get set ablaze. And now here comes the rams. We do have a good number of hardened spearmen to support. He needs to make sure this this tower may go down. That denies the aura passive. So these guys are still glowing, probably from another nearby structure, but now the spearmen are not receiving the aura passive. Man arms and knights, and that's actually a lot of warrior monks right there. It does have more battering rams now ready to go. Who's going to be decaptured this point here? This point is still secure. Over here we do have, looks like some knights hitting these villagers. We do have some defensive militia. Of course, the militia is a 90-second timed unit. Battering rams advancing forward. Crossbowmen will have trouble with the battering rams, but spearmen should not have any problems with them. Man-at-arms advancing forward with the support of knights and warrior monks. Warrior monks getting some good, there we go. Now that the big blow there, warrior monks have got some melee hits in. And do have the defensive bandits here, and we got a large number of crossbows. We can throw some crossbows inside the tower to get it firing as well. Trying to avoid all of these various cavalry units. The cavalry units starting to break on in. It looks like some of these barracks are starting to go on down. I think the Rus player has won, but I could be mistaken. He's still charging forward. He's making a way through the town. We've got plenty of battering rams help batter down the structures. We have the White Tower defensive landmark right there. It does provide a very good aura passive all the way up over here. I should have played some more on the front line. Looks like Orange will go in and go through this town, no problem. We have some more batteries being deployed on out. Break out some more longbowmen as well. House looks like it's fully garrisoned. Arrows are trying to fire out from all angles because it's going to need a fire out from all angles at this point. It is completely surrounded. The town's mostly pillaged. I think this is pretty much game. So I'm going to fast forward. Got villagers trying to go into the various defensive structures, and his opponent has finally surrendered. This is Andgreat saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I still don't know who killed off all those animals. Either player killing them off would have been great. But it's a good chance, based on the amount of early knights we saw, it was likely the Rus who killed off all those animals to get the furs. Oh yep, let's go ahead and find another replay. Let's go ahead and, let's see. Let's go with this person right here. Okay, no private replays. Relatively common name. I have time to find a couple hundred, I'm guessing. Yep. see if this. Nope. Any replay I'm going to find from that person's going to be. It's way too common of a name to say the least. Let's try this name. No, there's a lot of that person as well. Suppose if I go for the ones that have more diamonds, probably is the correct one. We do got a couple here. Yeah, I want to make sure I find good. That name's just too common. This name may not be too common. Here we go. That is 5 seconds. No. 3 seconds. 11 minutes. 20 minutes. Maybe that one. And a lot of English, so let's just. Nope. A little bit too short. 16 minutes, maybe. Here's one. 33 minutes. And while that's loading, let's back over here. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Orange Deli Sultans. We have Hey Ya 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 Ya. Spawning as the blue Abbasad Dynasty. We have Morikhan. Putting fast on forward. Of course, we've got the mosque and mill here, pretty standard. Over here, do have House of Wisdom immediately being built. House of Wisdom has been built there. Of course, this civilization focused on golden ages. Villagers, and once there's 10 structures, villagers gather 50%. All gathering rate is increased by 50%. And then when there's more structures, more research speed. I wonder if those two first ones stack. Probably not. Because plus 30% of all gathering rate would be quite absurd. And then with 60 structures, they'll get a lot of extra faster gathering rate and production speed. Cultural Wing and Dome of the Faith. Dome of Faith allows to give out more scholars, and for the whatchamacallit. There's another one that's usually deployed out there. I just can't find it. It wasn't the House of Wisdom. I must have been mistaken. Both players at tier 2 or H2. So many civilizations in this game. I still don't really know them all too well because I only ever played the campaign. We have another town center being pulled out by Orange. Very nice. And we got a military barracks as well. This is going for Orange is going for a very, very fast eco. Like Orange Scout's being pursued by Blue Scout. That definitely looks like it's trying to be pursued. It looks like Blue's going to try to wall up this area first. Let's find some stabs there on the villager. Of course, Scout's not the highest damage unit. Over here, we'll say hello. And you have multiple secret sites now being captured up by Orange, since he does have access to scholars pretty early on. Allows him to go to the secret sites early, very, very quickly. And this may be one reason why Blue has walled off this sacred site as well, just trying to deny any sort of early sacred site victory. We do have a scout here. It does find the scholar there. The scout needs to hunt down that scholar because he hasn't walled off this region just yet. So he can't deny the capture there by putting the scout on top of the secret site. We've got an outpost here that's not fully built by Orange, and it looks like he's just trying to chop down a tree there, not actually build the outpost. Doggy does go down. Wild doggy. Exotic doggy. And it looks like he will maybe be able to wall off this area before that scholar goes in. Yep. This opponent still has access to 2 sacred sites there. Blue only has 1 military unit. I believe that's just the scout. Right now, villager production is going quite smooth for both players, 44 to 43. Both players have gotten their second town center. And it looks like this spearman's going to try to take some time and open up these palisades with 1 torch at a time. We're just going to go straight for the palisade gate. More of these spearmen are advancing forward. And now it looks like this palisade gate is going to receive quite a bit of fire now. Orange is pulling out quite a bit of force there, probably from the military landmarks, military academies. And he's pulling out some defensive towers now. Blue still only has 1 scout, does get some more units now deployed out. You have, looks like, some camels. We've got some camel riders now deployed on out. And does have a number of man-arms to build queue as well. Looks like Orange is going for, Orange is going for a layer of walls around Blue's walls. It does stop the relic, doesn't have, not stop the relic victory, but it hasn't captured that point. Over here, this point's now under siege, trying to be interrupted. Blue's various mounted forces are skirmishing around, and it's going to slow down since we're going to see a bit of engagement right here. Over here, just look at man-arms are engaging spearmen. Man-arms should be able to win out no problem. And these camels and the scout are trying to hit these archers, and they are going to perhaps get 1 or 2. I don't think they're going to be all too successful. A number of scholars just came out as well. The scout does go down. The camel riders are still riding around. They don't have a whole lot of pierce armor, or should I say any pierce armor. Camel riders do get on out of there. Man arms is still very much alive. And it looks like Orange will go ahead and finish off this wall. Spearman right here does get annihilated by these man-at-arms. That scholar does go down now. Starting to siege down some of these palisade walls, trying to stop that secret capture or secret sites. We got an outpost here. It has been upgraded. We can throw these archers in there to increase the arrow count. Then being on the outside is not going to be very handy either way. And they get to the tower now, getting some extra arrows there. Orange, some more archers there. Spearman coming in to support as well. No, he's walling in these man-arms. While these man-arms are engaging the spearmen now, it's going to be good engagement for the man-arms, but they are severely outnumbered. Archers getting some good hits on in, and the cavalry does find their way to the archers. Now we do have a keep being deployed out here, and this is by blue, not by orange. He needs to break out through this palisade wall there. More of these horsemen are being picked on off. Does have a big wave of villagers advancing forward. Now the man-arms need to hit these spearmen before they engage the villagers. Now he sees the keep going down right there. We're just going to raise some big red flags. Or should I say big black flags, since the flag is just a simple, solid black flag. That was a horrible pun. You have a handful of outposts here now. Looks like they're both upgraded arrows. At this point, it's going to be recaptured by orange. And blue is now building out a front-line mangonel. The villagers now are seeing some fire from these forces. Does take out one of those archers, or one of those villagers. Horsemen charge on forward. We'll see quite a bit of fire right there. got a stone encampment there, trying to get that stone wall on the near the front line. Council now seeing quite a bit of fire there from these men-at-arms. We've got, of course, got the Mangonel here, as well as all these men-at-arms. Council goes down, no problem. Defensive tower now starting to fire. And these forces going to go ahead and make their way into the town center. The archers should get in there as well. They're not going to do much on the outside. Now they're dead. We do have a keep here being deployed out by Orange, but so far it has not been able to actually deploy it out. Got a number of crossbowmen, a large number of crossbows deployed out. Crossbow, of course, the anti-heavy infantry. These men-at-arms slowly being whittled away, but getting some hits there on these villagers. Orange now has down to 70 villagers, losing a lot of villagers. These guys need to get in. There's not enough room in the town center, actually. Men-at-arms getting some good hits there on these villagers now. He's losing a lot of them, that's for sure. Crossbow's starting to finish off some of these men-at-arms. This villager will go down as well. I got some more horsemen able to hit more of these villagers. Orange now down to 60. He had like 80 before this engagement. Good wave of villagers now coming on board. Blue's streaming some more and more reinforcements, but needs to perhaps regroup. Right now, they're going to be picked off quite easily by all these crossbowmen. And Orange has defended himself, but has lost a lot in return. Blue has a massive reserve of resources, just got all spent out. Looks like a bunch of man-at-arms being queued up. And his opponent is deploying out a counter to them, so it may not be a good idea to continue man-at-arms research. Or deployment, I should say, not research. These men-at-arms slowly being picked off. There's a Springald in that garrison, in that tower. Okay. This keep will be completed. And looks like now Orange going to deploy out battery ram to help engage that keep right there. His reinforcements over here are getting picked off, or whatever these guys are. Not necessarily reinforcements. Some Blues villagers are getting picked off by these crossbowmen. Very nice. And going for a handful of battery rams will be very handy to gauge that keep. Orange is going to get overran right there. We have some more defensive towers there. We've got Springald in this garrison as well as a couple of villagers, I believe. He does grab the monk there. Can't exactly throw. He needs to get on the. No, he won't be able to get inside that palisade gate. He's just going to walk through it. Does lose the monk there. I was going to say he could actually get inside the gate and try to go for mass conversion. Towers now receiving quite a bit of fire from these forces, and now we do have some old knights or lancers being deployed on now. We have some power elephants now being deployed on now. We've also got some burning oil as well. Keeps now receiving quite a bit of fire. The elephant has received quite a bit of fire. The monks are trying to heal the elephant while in combat. Very nice. And it looks like he will get enough healing there on the elephant to save him. The keep's now on fire. Blue's forces up here, mostly composed of lancers. Does have a good force of men-at-arms as well. Over here, looks like Blue's advancing forward with his knights or lancers. And there is another town center being deployed out there, but Blue could be potentially interrupted. Orange advancing forward with his battering rams, power elephant, and his crossbowmen. But he's going to take a lot of damage here, but he does have actually a good defensive number of crossbowmen. Crossbowmen, of course, are effective versus the heavy units. Takes out all those heavy knights. Let's capture the central point, and now there's relic or sacred site victory possible for Orange. But I don't think it's going to get it. Left is not secure whatsoever. There's actually a couple villagers there. I think one of them should be able to get the sacred site. And the right side does have some walls. That one is both protected, but the left one is not protected. Got a Mangonel now firing away. Does take out the Battering Ram there before it reaches the Mangonel. Now the Palisade Wall is receiving some fire. Those are 2 points of being neutralized at the same time. We got a good number of forces here, and he's keeping his relic right there for mass conversion. And this wall segment there, he does not have any range units other than the Mangonel. He could just go towards this wall segment there in order to try to go for mass conversion. Especially if he pushes forward through the Palisade Wall, there's a good chance that he gets a mass conversion. He's going for a mass conversion, does not get it successful, however. Almost charged back into it as well. Orange Force is going to be overran. The monks will go down. He could drop the relic to one monk and then get the other one to go for mass conversion. But right now it's probably too busy trying to micro this crossbowman. Crossbowman's getting overran. Mangonel charging on forward as well. Reinforced Spearman trying to stop his opponent from advancing forward. Mangonel firing. Gets a decent hit there onto the Spearman. Now Horseman charging forward onto those crossbowmen, able to overrun them no problem. His force is starting to slowly cleaned on up. Left side, we've got the crossbowmen trying to clear out this area. It does spot this outpost, so maybe we'll allow Battering Ram with those crossbowmen and then let just go at the outpost. Does have the Knight here. Relic still on cooldown. Monk's going to try to make his way forward, but the conversion's still on cooldown. We do also have an outpost over here, and has been upgraded to Spring Gold, and now being upgraded with the fortified outposts, making it much more durable. Sacred Site now being captured up by blue this time, by Imam. But it's there onto those villagers. Mangonels do fire, get some good hits there onto the cavalry. But of course, cavalry are very resilient. On the left side, Scholars trying to capture the point, but that Spring Gold of the outpost will rip them apart. Limb by limb, probably, as well. Orange trying to get some hits there on these villagers. Orange's horsemen are going down. And these camels are trying to overrun these forces. Knights are running around trying to avoid these camels. Camels do have plus 14 damage versus cavalry, so they're very effective versus these knights. Knights do not have any additional damage versus camels. We do now have a keeping put out by Blue. Does have the oil firing as well. You could throw some archers or stuff. It doesn't have any archers to throw into that castle for more defense. Camels are charging forward, trying to deal with these horsemen. They're going to fall back now. are trying to charge forward, receiving a bit of fire. They're veteran spearmen as opposed to opponent's current hardened spearmen. Of course, they charge forward with no support. Both sides, military sides are quite similar. Orange does have less villagers at the moment. Economic wing. Let's see as well. Looks like just got the tier 2. I'm not sure how many. Okay, he has 46 out of 60 village structures for his tier 3 bonus. It keeps now in the siege, receiving quite a bit of fire from these two counterweight trebuchets. It keeps now in fire. And the Lancer is falling back with the and will be healed up by a Scholar. He does go down there. Over here, this point is still unsecure. Looks like it's fully walled off by blue. It looks like Orange's cavalry is trying to find some opportunities along the wall or around the flanks, and right now he does not find any sort of opportunity. He's going to be eyeing for a counterattack there. It does spot the outpost. Actually, a large number of outposts being deployed out by Orange. Goes advance forward with his heavy cavalry. Got a number of crossbow here to support, as well as some villagers trying to shank some stuff. Villagers, of course, are not very effective versus these units. And blue is in Imperial Age, while orange is still not. Veteran horsemen and heavy cavalry or lancers are going to make their way into this opponent's base, trying to go for defensive wooden walls there, but unable to get them up in time. We will find an opening there, and we'll start engaging, trying to get out another layer of wooden walls there. I think he will be successful that set, and he will trap in his heavy cavalry into this region. Over here, looks like just raiding. I see none of these villagers are getting hit as well. Trying to deal with this heavy cavalry. Crossbow getting them slowly looted away as well. These villagers will need to get back to work. Orange does have 94 villagers, suppose limits 110. Blue's advancing forward with some forces now to have the cavalry trebuchets being deployed on out, as well as the mangonels. Goes charging, advancing forward. This hits there onto the counterweight trebuchets. And these forces are getting hit, getting forced back by the crossbowmen. These forces are making their advance. Let's see about some villagers there. We got the spearmen advancing forward, as well as the Sacred Sight now being captured on Mangonels getting some good AoE damage on these forces. Now we do have the cavalry trebuchet decent enough, but not really exactly a unit designed to engage infantry forces. We could probably hit the springbolts. Blue's Mangonel does fall back. This gate is becoming a bit of a death zone for both sides. Orange has a very good number of crossbows. This is better for orange rather than blue. They're trying to push forward with cavalry, but they're trying to stab each other through the fence line, which are relatively successful. Mangonel needs to keep on firing, hitting these forces. So it's going to just make a retreat from this fence line. You're going to bust that down, reinforcing, regathering, regrouping. Now we do have some elite spearmen for blue, which should be very useful versus knights. There's a lot of crossbowmen. Camels are not a heavy unit, they're a light unit. War elephants and knights are charging forward into the camels. The camels now got lost. One man arms face forward. Elite spearmen coming for the stab stuff. Mangonel's trying to engage. So I think there's a good hit there. He's hit this group of force again with Mangonel. Does hit dodge there, does lose a couple of his crossbowmen there. And here comes Springles picking up the Mangonel. Kind of with Trebuchet trying to make his withdrawal. Do have a chance over here, could throw some units inside of it. House of Wisdom's now in the siege, does have this golden age. Going for a handful of bariums, trying to batter down his opponent's town. We have a forward keeping put out by Orange as well. Over here, they got some men at arms, but the keep here will defend. I think this is over for Blue. There's a lot of force streaming into his town now. Spearmen are making a counterattack trying to deal with these battering rams. So the horsemen. Blue's offensive floor trying to deal with the Spring Golds, but there's too many crossbowmen for him to deal with at the moment. And looks like Blue has backed out of the game. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to next replay. So while this is loading, I do need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, I am back. So let's see now. Now some good replays there. Let's go ahead and find another person. That name is a little bit too common. There's some higher ranking ones, but they're more or less just experience rather than actual skill, I believe. No offense to people. I want to focus on decent replays because the first time I tried streaming and recording replays, I found really big noobs. And oh, a lot of replays here. Let's see, something from today, 20 seconds ago, or no, 20 seconds in total. Here's a good one. Ooh, Mongols. If I actually want to play this game online, I think I'll probably enjoy the Mongols myself. Because it seems like the Mongols, to me, when I look at them, they seem really powerful. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here, another Age of Empires 4 replay. It's on the south side as the Cyan Delhi's Sultanate. We have the Shape of Poo. It's on the north side as the pink Mongols. We have Everlast 007. Got the town center being poured on out on the front-ish area. Got the Ovo being poured out as well, so he does have the Ovo influence on the town center. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Of course, get him some good stone income to get his much more powerful upgrades. Which he can get from here, the textiles improved. Increases villagers' health by 50. If textiles already been researched, it increases 25 instead. Over here we do have Looks like some sheep being claimed by Magenta. Very nice. Now we've also got the military building as well. He may go from early spearmen. But looks like the Khan is getting some good hits in. The Khan is, of course, a hero. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit. The Khan receiving perhaps a little bit too much fire there. He can use the maneuver arrows now to increase his movement speed. And there we go. And the Khan himself has some sheeps in tow. So he has to be careful not to outrun those sheep, or else he will give those sheep to his opponent. Looks like Pink is eyeing for a lot of military force. We do got, looks like 4 spearmen deployed on the field. Speaking with, there's some 2 right there. They got the Scholar trying to heal up these villagers while in combat. Very good usage of the Scholars, since the deadly something that can also get out some earlier medicine men. As the Khan is having a bit of trouble. I guess the Khan can't shoot while moving. Like one Pink spearman does go down. 38-30. Both of them are taking, looks like 7 damage hits. And it's next to the next stab. Oh! I thought this was gonna be like one's gonna win a split second earlier, but it looks like they both killed each other, and we do have the scout going down. Sheep are being claimed, and these are not from the sheep summoners. The pastures, I think they're called. So let's go ahead and fast forward once again. We got a pair of spearmen advancing forward. I wonder if he got those spearmen by spending stone. His stone has been spent. Right now he's just using the spearmen to assault forward. We've got these spearmen trying to pursue the spearmen. So overall, this side's going to be very effective. They do get their little combat sprint there to engage. And if you have these guys selected there, you can see he queued up moves, so they're going to be focused firing quite good. We've got the Silver Tree being built by Magenta or Cyan, which is the economic landmark. How much stone does each one of these provide? So 1200, so he's going to have to probably map out what stone he wants, or else he's going to have to migrate to another stone pile. But if he can map out what he wants to do with his first 1200 stone, that could be quite good. Does get the movement speed ability sprint right there as the Khan's skirmishing around. The Khan itself can, the Khan can move and fire, just can't fire directly back. Does get a shot there. No, probably the feudal age allowed him to shoot fire while moving. So the Khan's damage is not exactly that great. 3-attack bow is not exactly great, and those spear must have perhaps a little bit of armor. Guess not. Let's see, he's going for the upgrade to spearmen. So now we do have some hardened spearmen to support the hardened Khan. We got the sheep now following the Khan. And we also got a gear right here to help hunt these huntables. Gonna fast forward. Cyan has gotten a new age as well. Which one did he go for? He went for the Tower of Victory. Military landmark, but I don't see anything can be pulled from it. I'm not really sure what it does. Maybe provides some powerful aura bonus. Legend is trying to fall back. He's going to get some arrow hits there with his Khan. Scholar influence. So he enables a tower of moss and mantras to increase attack speed of infantry by 20% when produced within their influence. Now, when produced in their influence, that's a one-time being produced in their influence, giving them a permanent combat bonus. That's actually pretty powerful. Not for a passive aura around the building, it's actually a permanent effect for deployed nearby units. So we got Hardened Spearman engaging the Hardened Spearman. Looks like both sides losing quite a bit there. We've got a couple Saiyan archers here. Got some more archers being pulled out. That has to be. Nope, he is pulling out from 2 archer range, so not being used. He's not utilizing stone for that. Just want to read some of the stuff. All infantry and cavalry, stone bound to improve, great ignite for building. Oh, that requires Imperial Age. Great bounty improve, that's pretty good. Setting your opponent's buildings ablaze gets some extra resources. Of course, you have to siege your opponent's structures, which the additional torches upgrade can be very useful. Of course, you can do the non-stone variants over here. Well, probably the stone improved torch is going to come in handy, really in handy, if he does go for that sort of play. There's 3 sacred sites on this map. 2 of them are relatively close to each other. In fact, you can look at both of them on the same screen. Scholars trying to capture the sacred site now. There's the speed movement there, trying to hunt down the scholar now. Has some sheep in tow as well. And something as well as I forgot to switch back to the rumble over here so I can see if there's any chats. Yeah, so it looks like lagging a bit behind. He can start making his advance. He does have this outpost here for a good defensive placement. Trying to capture this sacred site now. And this outpost start firing as well. You got the hardened spearmen advancing forward. Got a good number of Saiyan archers. Looks like Pink and Saiyan are engaging at pretty close range. He's actually inside the minimum range of the outpost, which does provide him much better fighting position there. He probably should have got out of the outpost and they're so close to each other. But I do actually hear the arrows firing, so maybe there's no minimum range of being in the wrong game. All Saiyan's forces get cleaned up. Got some reinforcing Saiyan archers. And did the con go down? I'm not sure the con may be at the moment. Let's get the spearman outside the garrison. And we're gonna make his way forward now. But Pink does have a pretty good force right here. Trying to capture this point, but does have the scholar. Where is the scholar? Oh, it's not being captured at the moment. A scholar did, of course, went down. More of Pink's forces pushing way forward. You do have, looks like more and more of these forces being deployed now. You can always level up Magadai. Magadai, of course, only costs 40 gold. And now we do got a bit of a force advance for just archers, gain some good damage on in. We have the outpost here, gain some good damage as well. Trying to pursue these forces, gain some good hits there on these villagers. Saiyan does not have a whole lot of villagers, so losing these villagers is actually very, very problematic. Villagers look inside the town center, but Pink will need to fall back away from that town center. We're seeing a bit too much fire there. Over here, Science Justice Force here getting some reinforcements. Or denying some reinforcements, I should say. And some good hits there. Looks like the Delhi Sultanate players going for the House of Learning, which is, of course, a technology landmark. Villagers going to be focused down by Pink, getting some great hits there. Being very, very mobile with his force. Over here, we do have, looks like the Khan is in the mix of everything, like Hardened Khan, and now Pink's going to be trying to pursue these forces. Looks Looks like Magenta or Pink is not going for any additional wonders at the moment, or landmarks. Now here, this tower may finally go down, but there's only mostly just archers that are there. We got the torch to try and engage. These archers are going to be pursued by these archers. It's going to send this hardened spearman to engage it. You may want to use the smoke. The switch ability is already on cooldown. Cyan's force is receiving quite a bit of fire right there, and the outpost will defend itself. Over here, we do have that is the trade caravan landmark. It does get hit a bit. The longer the trade caravans go down, the more trade caravans you get, the more resources you get from trading, more than just gold. And now the wolves are actually hitting these forces as well, providing Pink some good force there. Trying to focus on the Khan. The Khan needs to get out of there. Khan's receiving a bit too much fire, and the Khan will go ahead and go down entirely. The wolves are getting some good damage on these archers as well. Yeah. Stop that pop up there. Pink is trying to make his way forward, trying to get the some hits on some of these villagers. We do have these man-at-arms push way forward. Man-at-arms, of course, are good hitting and trying to engage these light archers. So I got more of these man-at-arms pursuing more of Pink's man-at-arms, or archers. I'm getting everything mixed up right now. Villagers getting hit severely. Cyan does not have a lot of villagers, and losing the villagers is actually going to be very, very painful. Pink is doing a great job of just raiding his opponent. He may want to go for some Mega Die, but now we do have another town center being put out by Pink to get out some more villager production. He's just ignoring the man-at-arms. He's just trying to hit his opponent's villagers. As the villagers going to try shanking these archers. And now Cyan's down to 32 villagers. Pink needs to get these men-at-arms killed because they are hitting the trade caravans. Also got a Step Redoubt being employed on out. Step Redoubt is going right here as the economic landmark. Pink's receiving some hits there from the men-at-arms. But if you just continue hitting his opponent's villagers, it has been quite effective. Both players are now Castle Age. Looks like the wolves are now hitting some of Pink's archers now. There's my scholar there, and may deny that collection of that relic. Try and go for the scholar there. Does take out the scholar. Up north, he still has not been able to deal with all these man-at-arms. The veteran Khan is trying to get some hits on in, but needs some support. Yep. Oh, he should have dealt with these guys a long time ago. Now we've got Lancers in the mix. Archer's still skirmishing around. Still got the man-at-arms trying to pursue them. Some villagers getting hit as well. Pink does so has 67 villagers in the moment, while Cyan only has 37. It is a massive advantage, and his force is starting to finally be cleaned up. He does lose a Khan again. Blue does have good force over here. The villagers have been pulled back in the southern area, but does need to get pushed way forward to get this more foray. And we also got a good number of sheep being collected there for his, well, collection of sheep. We got another Greer for trying to collect some of these berry bushes. Up north, we do have, looks like another force. He knows about this economic landmark, so he's going to try to camp all the caravans at least. May not be able to get the landmark, but getting the caravans never hurt. And more of these villagers are going down. Both sides have been pretty stagnant villager count there because they're constantly hitting each other. We've got some crossbow now being deployed out by the Mongols. Those forces get cleaned up. Crossbows does provide a bit more firepower against those heavy infantry. Not really a whole lot of micro over here, so they will get killed off by the man-at-arms. And Townsend just needs good fire there as well. Pink's going to go ahead and back on off. Oh, here, looks like these crossbows are falling on back, trying to avoid this horseman, trying to run down. Could have hit that low health one. Archers and crossbowmen now hitting that horseman. The horseman will quickly go down. And now we do got a fresh veteran Khan. Requirements. Requires sheep to follow in order to get sheep herded back to the town center. Sorry, I just found that a bit amusing. Now we do got this sicker site now being captured on up. We do still have this outpost here. And Cyan now has even less villagers, as we mentioned beforehand. Ink is getting more and more trade caravans. Over here we do got these archers getting some hits there on these man-at-arms. Quickly focus them down, no problem. Some of them will go down in return. And they all get cleaned up there. Over here we do have the scholar now being pursued by the Khan and has a sheep to follow. These horsemen are being engaged by these various forces. We now have some lancers deployed out by the Khans as well. We got outposts here for the defense. They upgraded the spring guard. We've got a spring guard upgrade onto the outposts now. Heavy lancers or just regular lancers engaging forward. And we got more lancers being deployed on out. More of these Cyan archers going on down. And the Cyan's force has been cleaned on up. It does have a decent force here. Some needs a bit of extra health. Of course, it's sort of harder to come by sometimes. Let's see, side. That just only increases armor, not health or any healing. Outpost now receiving some fire there from Pink's forces, trying to clean that up. And will we see that finally the first time the building gets raided? Oh, I thought I guess the outposts don't get a raid effect there. Second side has been decaptured. All of them have been decaptured. And its career still has not been fully built. Going to go ahead and start burning it down. And these villagers are Aiming some front line. Stables. We'll have to point out some more of these lancers over here. Just more sheep. And we do have the Spearman Base 4 does spot the workshop there, and this plus all the trader caravans inside of the outpost. Ooh, good hit there by the Spring Guard. And now the horse will go and try to quickly respond to them. Let's get a good hit there with the Spear Brace. Does take out one of the horsemen before going down. Very nice.
이쪽에 아씨가
Sacred Site's now been captured up by Ink, deploying out a couple shamans or shamans. And they can't be. Oh, looks like the Mongols has not reached yet to the Yam network. Yam speed aura applies to all units instead of just traders and cavalry units. Sacred Site does get captured up right there. Oh, he may get a capture off or conversion right off there. And does not get a mass conversion off there. Worth a shot. He's going to lose the monk either way. Might as well try claiming opponent's entire little force there. Oh, here looks like Pink is pushing way forward. Does find some villagers there, trying to carry out some ribs. Some spearmen trying to respond. We got some archers, crossbows, and various units right there. Over here, looks like Pink does find some, or find some Pink's caravans. Looks like somebody's at a population cap. Looks like Science at population cap. Pink will find his cavalry force there. Mostly just light horsemen, a couple lancers in the mix. While Pink will be pursuing with some of his own horsemen, lancer, mostly crossbowmen, and a sheep. As we're going to stand and fight, the wolves are getting some hits in onto Science cavalry as well. We'll go and pick off those various cavalry forces. Khan still here as well. Pick on arrow. That force does get cleaned on up. So does the wild doggy. Pink doesn't find his way forward to get some more of Science villagers. Science still has 35 villagers. Jeez. How has Pink not won the game? Pink just has so much economy and as well as military. Pink could have been maybe a little bit more aggressive. Maybe try to go for a relic or Sacred Site victory. He does have one site here, one site. Oh, it does have the Sacred Site victory counting down. Mangonel does roll a miss there, going from, I suppose its opponents is playing a lot of infantry. Mangonel's would work fine. And now some of these outposts are being under siege. Does go down. Mangonel doesn't find a good hit there onto these lancers. Crossbowmen are hitting, throwing some rounds or bolts onto the mill. It's not something a good target for them. Now they're finding some hits there on these various cavalry forces. Lancers starting to make their way back into the attack as well. They've got a big flank of cavalry as well as the Khan here. The Khan could use attack or the attack arrow is probably the best. He goes for the defense. It's not a bad idea either. Elephant's starting to be focused on Spearman against overrunning these crossbowmen. And these crossbowmen are trying to engage forward, and Sign has backed out of the game. This is Anchorage saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So, I'm going to call it a day of casting Age of Empires 4. I'll see you all tomorrow. Everyone have a good rest, evening, get some good rest, and